Time, right? Sim. Good morning. How are you today? Fine, good, good. Okay, let's talk a little bit about job interview in English, okay? How we can prepare ourselves for that process, all right? And we can practice, and we have here Saul and Zilda who can be my volunteers, just teasing them. Okay, let me ask you something. My name is Raquel. Do I have any current students here? My students of mine from international trade, I don't recognize any. So, okay, new faces. See, they don't come to watch my workshop. They kind of stick on me. Okay. All right, let me just see if our action was efficient. Did you get any of this when entering Rui Barbosa on Monday morning or evening?
No. Yes, yes, yes.
Who didn't? Can you raise your hand? Just okay. All right. You're gonna get one now. Yes, please. Okay, we have a school, like a language school here at Mackenzie. Okay, so you can study English, French, Spanish, German. What else? Italian. Thank you, Zilda. And also English for business. Okay, so you can prepare yourself in a more deeper way for business, all right? Specialize yourself. And for those who study economics and accounting. So let me get to know you a little bit better. Do you study pure business management? Who studies management? Business. Good morning. Yeah, you can, yeah. Yes, international trade. Okay, economics. All right, accounting. Professors. Cool. All right. All right. I teach in administration, business management. and international trade, communication with Professor Anna, and international trade with Zilda. Okay, all right. Let me get my. Have you had any experience in English job interview in English? Yes. How was it?
It was good. I was living abroad, so I worked at this company called Swarovski.
So it was actually not to check your level of English. It was abroad.
Yes.
Because that is a bit different.
Yeah. I had that too here one.
Good morning.
So I did an interview in English, but it was mainly Portuguese. And then
Here,
they
yeah.
They just did it like to
In the end,
see
just
all
to
the
see the
level
level.
and all that. But back then it wasn't that great. It was good. It wasn't that great. So yeah, twice. No, like 3 times.
Because if you do it here, then it's more like to check your level of English. And then if you do abroad, it's like a whole interview to get a job, and it's going to be everything in English. And maybe if you went to that lecture, I think it was on Monday at Escola Americana. Did you go to that lecture at 9 before Rui Barbosa? The CFO, he talked about that, right? That all CFOs, CEOs, and all that, you actually have to be really fluent in English and other languages. So come and study with that. All right. Let's identify and practice the typical interview process. What should you expect? You can have a phone interview, which is going to be more difficult. Why do you think?
Yeah.
Exactly. It may not be the best signal. What else?
Because it's not a face-to-face conversation. You cannot read the expression of who is interviewing you.
Exactly. When we talk, we read the lips, we see the expression. So if you don't understand everything, you kind of guess. Sometimes we're not aware of that, but we do that. We read the face expression and we guess, we interpret. And phone interview, you have to practice. So if you want to practice, you can have phone conversations with your friends to practice, because if you get caught by surprise with a phone interview, it is more difficult than we think, right? Even for me, like, oh, I'm talking on the phone, like, that's not fun. Okay, it's hard. All right, a video conferencing interview, and we were like, I told my students, open your camera, you're going to have the interviews, you have to get used to that. I know it's not comfortable, but you have to feel comfortable in front of the camera, because that's the present and that's the future, right? It may be a group, the others, group interview, stress interview, lunch interview, they're more if you're going abroad, because to check the level, the English level, the companies nowadays are going to ask you to go online, take a test, and afterwards, if you do have that basic level or that level they want, then they're going to call you or to interview you person face to face, all right? Or a presentation interview to give a pitch, right? Do you know what a pitch is? Speech elevator. A pitch, yeah, speech elevator is a pitch. A pitch comes from speech elevator. A short talk when you talk about yourself or present a product, all right, then you have to plan. Okay, you have to study, ask people around, do you know how the process of this company is, etc. All right, so the tip is get to know yourself, all right? Since we know, or you heard how the process is, you have to know yourself. So get to know your strongest skills, the area of knowledge, what you're studying. So economics, international trade, your personality, strengths, things you do best, your accomplishments, all right? Things you have to improve or that you have already improved. You are very welcome to take notes, and I will be glad to send you the material, all right? So there's my email afterwards, and I do have some copies here I can hand out afterwards. So don't be disappointed if I go ahead and change the screen, all right? So I'm going to show you some vocabulary to talk about our weaknesses and our strong points, and then we're going to try to do actually a workshop, because a workshop is for you to work, not just listen, right? Okay. All right, up to here. Yes. So the questions, actually, they have a category. Okay, so the main type of questions they ask in interview process come under the categories, all right? Behavioral questions. Tell me about yourself questions. Goals questions, why questions, strengths and weaknesses questions. Tell me about a time question. So, and then you have 10, 20 questions of each. Or you can have just one, of course. Culture questions, resume questions, the CV questions. Case, what would you do if, all right? Tell me it's a real situation. Tell me when. And what would you do? Hypothesis situation. So we're going to try to see an example of each, or you just bear in mind that you have these categories, and then you can study and prepare yourself for that, and prepare your vocabulary for that, and actually practice. I know it's artificial. It's not fun to practice someone that's not real, but we do have to do that, practice and prepare ourselves for that. So find the vocabulary, practice with a friend, with a teacher, a professor, so you feel more comfortable. There's a saying which says, well, all beginning is uncomfortable. And it is actually. So you have to practice to be better at what you do, all right? Tell me about yourself. Why don't you start by telling me a little bit about yourself? And I started the communication class, right, Anna? With that, with Padlet. And I tell students to go online, post a picture. Oh, and they are all shy. Oh, no, do I have to post a picture, professor? And tell about myself. I don't know what to say about myself. It's like, wow. And if I was a recruiter, if I was interviewing you, you don't know what to say about yourself? Are you that shy, or you don't have anything to say about yourself? So this is a question, and it's a statement. Good morning. And then it's a chance to show up, to do a showcase of your strengths, your motivation, your fit for the company. You can give a general introduction of yourself. So take a minute. Ooh, I'm in a job interview. What can I say about myself? First is the small talk, the icebreaker. Oh, okay, how did you get here? I took the bus, I came by car. Did you find a good spot? Did you find a good spot? How did you get here? I drove here. Did you find a good spot? Yes, I did, yes.
In my car, I subway.
My subway, it's nice that we have a station here now, right? It's wonderful. Hi, Calliope.
Hello,
How you doing? Great. Okay, so have you thought? Are you all ready? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Why don't you start by telling me a little bit about yourself?
All right. Go. Study once. I have studied a little about Excel, and I work with Excel and Micromanagement today. And I like to study a lot of subjects, topics. So, despite studying economics, I like to read about a lot of things. You to different kind of situations and
Good. So he said what he studies, right? Some interest on other things. Okay, thank you. What else?
Hello, everyone. My name is Thiago. I'm very excited for this workshop because I don't practice so much of my English, don't listen, don't talk, and it's a good thing that today I'm trying it. And currently, I am on the course of administration with focus in international commerce. And I'm 18 years old, and I think that's all I want to talk.
Okay, great. Okay, so name, major. All right, good. Thank you, guys. So take a look. There's a framework, right? So I'm currently student. Great job, you two. I'm a student at Mackenzie University, majoring in or studying. In Brazil, we don't use this, we don't have major and minor, but you can use this terminology because here we only have major. You cannot major and minor in something unless, let me see if you, no. Because there you can study, you can, for example, major in economics and minor in, for example, my cousin, major in business and minor in psychology. Crazy, huh? Because she takes some credits for psychology. But here you can major in business, and then if you study after 1 year, right, 1 extra year, 2 years for accounting, 2 years, then it's not a minor, it's also a major, right? You can be an accountant. Okay, so then it's not a minor, it's also a major. So you study 4 years of business, then you complete your another course with 2 years of accounting. Yes?
minor is some kind of specialization.
Yes, the minor would be, you can do some things, not everything with that. For example, with psychology, you could work for schools, you could work for hospitals, you can do some things, but you cannot attend in a clinic, for example, you know?
Yes.
So, if you minor in economics, if you minor, you can do some things on that job, on that area, but not, there's no minor in medicine, for example, but you can be biologics and.
Does this work for business, works in international trade as well?
No, here.
Yeah, it's just for business.
As this complement of the accounting that we have, the complement. Do we have for other course? We have for accounting, we have for theology, we have for licenciatura. Ainda tem? Not anymore. We do have for licenciatura. A distância. Okay. There are some courses, but the one strong here is accounting.
I would ask if it's like our here in Brazil technical. It would be like technical.
It could be, but there you can study at the same time, you know, because it's a credit system. It's like you're studying here, you take your business course, but instead of taking all the subjects, you go to publicity and you take some subjects there to minor in publicity. So it's more a universal system.
Is there interesting?
It's very, very interesting. They work with universal system. So you go to engineering, not university, college, to take some engineering class and then minor in. So okay. Then, so I'm majoring in business, economics, accounting, international trade. As part of studies, I have done such projects, or I'd love to highlight that you can study and then make your language more sophisticated if you prepare. That I have already worked, or I already work with Excel, right? Additionally, I have done some projects, and I'm excited about this opportunity with this company because I'll be able to show my abilities. Is that okay? How did you hear about this position? When you ask this question, is how did you hear about this opening? Expert in trading, a consultant, not a consultant at this level, but this internship. All right. So how did you learn? How did you know that we had an opening? So it can be through the internet, through a friend, all right, searching. You have to tell them how you found out about the job, right? Let's see, go through 10 the top questions they ask on interviews. Why are you interested in this position? So,
Money.
yeah, money.
You can say that.
No, you can't. You can think, of course, we do like money, we all do. And we all want to have benefits, right? But you can think of good reasons that the company wants to hear. For example, I'm a good fit for the company and its goals. I think I can align with the company philosophy, yes, and if you study the company before, all companies, they have nowadays vision, mission, what else? Vision, mission, values, yes. Vision, mission, values. So if you go to the website and you see and you study them, maybe you can say something, use the vocabulary, all right, to show that your personality, your goals align with the company, right? Why should we hire you? Hire. Then then you can. It's missing a. Assim lá. Then you can think. I'm going to show you some vocabulary of strengths, and you can think of something to say. I'm a goal-oriented person who likes to work at a fast pace, or also thinking about the goal, the mission, the values, the view of the company, find something to say that would align with the company mission, all right? But once again, you have to prepare yourself, otherwise you're going to be like the students on the first day of class. I have nothing to say. I don't know. Then, okay, next. All right. And it is a hard question. Okay, that's a tough one, right? When they ask you, what do you have? What are your strengths and weaknesses? Do you have weaknesses? Oh, I'm a perfectionist. I want a perfectionist, right? Okay, so what do you consider your strengths and weaknesses? So you can be honest, not too honest. You can talk about the professional side, not personal side. Oh, I love sleeping. I eat too much. I sleep too much. I'm lazy. Let's focus on the professional side, okay? And
It's connected to work too.
yes, but that's a way negative, right? Like if I'm not going to hire a lazy person, so yeah, it's connected to work and it's terrible. Like I'm sloppy. It's too negative, right? So you can say, for example, when we think of a perfectionist, that's you're not going to say that, but what is negative? What can we find there that is negative? That it's a person that wants, I wanted that, I wanted my way. Makes a person to be sometimes perfectionist, but what is annoying on a perfectionist is that the person wants it the way they want.
I cannot work with others.
Exactly. It's stubborn and it's like, there isn't another way that is possible. It's my way. I don't know. It's not good this way. That has to be this way. But maybe the other way is also correct and possible. But I want it my way. And that makes the person sometimes thinks it's perfectionism, but it's just stubbornness and, annoying. And the person is annoyed. So you can say that. Sometimes I think I'm perfectionist, but it's because I want things my way. And what is the key word or the key mindset is that what have you been doing to overcome your weakness? So I am aware of that. And my friends have told me that I tend to want things my way. I'm working on it. So that's the key. When you show your weakness, then you tell what you're doing to overcome that. I'm taking counseling, and I'm taking acting class to overcome my shyness. So you show that you're aware and you're doing something about that. All right? Not, oh, I work too hard. I want someone who works too hard, right? So we can take a look more closely. For example, I'm extremely give me your top strengths. Okay, so, all right. I'm extremely analytical as an example. So just don't say something and then you have to give an example. So the person is going to believe you that you know what that means. That this one time using insights on our customers, I was able to significantly influence a change in our product direction. I make tons of my decisions based on the data, which enables me to keep any biases out of the equation. All right, so giving an example of the characteristic. Or I believe I have strong leadership skills. The ability to influence others and bring the best out from the team is a core strength of mine. I don't have any direct reports in my last job, but I was successfully able to pitch the idea of our next product to the company's CEO and wire together a group of engineers to execute on the same. And let's think of weaknesses and an example. I get distracted easily. So, of course, we know that's not good, but let's see how the person explains that. Whenever I'm working at a particular job, I tend to get excited by tons of opportunities presented around me. So think of that. It's not that the person starts watching Netflix or reading magazines. The person gets distracted because gets excited about the thing that she's doing for work and wants to get all around, you know, other things, and that's not good because sees one thing, another thing, gets distracted by all the possibilities. That's not good, right? So what can you do if you don't focus, if you get too excited about things and you don't focus, you don't get things done? Do you know when you go out with your friends and you spend the whole evening talking about where to go and you don't go anywhere? That's it. All right. So, I do recognize that this is the case and I am working hard on this. I've started getting very clear on my goals for the year and what I'd like to achieve. Then I pick projects that only directly affect these goals. This I've learned is a great way for me to keep focus, or something else that really helps you to show that you are aware of your problem and you're working on that. Can you see how we can work on that answer?
Yes.
Yes?
You present the problem, then I already work the solutions. It's not so much of a problem. You are already dealing with it. Exactly. And you also make clear that you know exactly what the word means, the characteristic, like to get distracted or that you are analytical. Yes? My stress is getting worse. Yes, you. It's because I don't know your name. Yes? Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Micromanagement. I've been giving constructive feedback that I tend to micromanage people. This is due to my ability to stay in control on the person changes something negative, it's just to positive, right? Because micromanage is when you don't have the ability to delegate things because you're like, oh no, so you didn't do this, you didn't, but I have to tell you what to do and then delegate things, but not micromanage if I have a role of a larger role, like to stay in control. Some people are very want to control everything, like. But then the person twists a little bit to say that at the same time, she's in control of everything, ensure that it gets done. So it's a negative, but there's a positive side. It's a manipulation of speech, right? Okay. So I have been taking leadership training and have been focusing on influencing my team to bring the best out from them rather than telling them what to do. Like motivating. Okay. Oh, this is me. This is so me. I don't like conflicts. I'd like to work a little bit. Oh, I'm not a good planner. I took out like 10 slides, and I said that on Monday to the group. I said, I'm not, because there was a good planner. That I'm not a good planner. See, it's almost done, and I haven't done half of the workshop, and here I am again after replanning and not doing on time. Okay, so let's work. Now you're going to work a little bit, okay? We have your list of strengths and, oh, I don't want to work. It's that I need the morning. I thought she was going to talk all the time. All right, if you don't volunteer, you don't have to say anything, but let's think a little bit. Grab your phone. You can pretend you're doing something. You can go on Facebook. It's okay. I don't want to see. But find yourself here, some characteristics. And when the recruiter asks you, what are your strengths? Find 3. And then you have to elaborate. All right? Because if you say, oh, I'm data-driven or good at taking feedback. If you only say that, he or she's going to say, oh, can you elaborate? Can you say can you say more? All right? If you don't have I was going to grab the folha de prova. Ai, não, esse livro. I forgot. You can get your phone, just. Okay. No problem.
Teacher, I know it's a little bit silly, but on 3.
3 is like, let's say it's a magic number. It's a good number to work with. You can say more, you can say less. It's a good pace, you know. It's just a suggestion.
How we should do it? I listed some things that I think I am.
Yeah.
I should just think and say it to you, or should I write?
You can tell me.
Okay. So I believe one of my strengths can be I think I have a leadership skills because I've seen people around me being influenced by somehow. And I believe I'm really energetic. I am a good person to work at the mornings, at afternoons, even at some nights. I believe I have a good energy to share with people, to work with them. And I also think I'm very creative. I have been training my creativity to work with different problems. I think I can overcome some problems by using my creativity.
Excellent, excellent. She gave the characteristics and examples or applying to what she sees around her. Thumbs up.
All right. I am very persistent and creative, but it's not just the both things separated. They are like my mind is always working on new ideas and new things. And whenever I see a problem, I try to overcome it with new ideas. I'm always trying to seek new ways of solving things. So, and not only have ideas. I work on it. Every time I see a problem, I keep trying to find a new way, maybe some different way of solving this problem and fix it. Like combination of both.
Good, good. Good. Anna, yes, of course.
I am very analytical. I really like observing the data and the facts before making decisions. And I think this characteristic is related to being organized and a good planner. So based on facts and on data and on the facts, I usually plan myself and the activities, taking time into consideration. So organizing is a very important part of my work in order to achieve my goals. So I think these three characteristics are pretty close together.
And it is true, because once I saw her list of students, and there was the names, the activities, and everything checked, and points and numbers. It's like, oh, I'm so jealous of her because everything is so organized. And definitely I'm not. Yes, that's and you have to say the truth. For example, if you're not, you're not going to say you are, because then you're going to be, they want to see that in you, right? So I have other characteristics that I can highlight, but I'm not going to say I am organized, a good planner, because they can hire Anna that is organized, a good planner, and they can hire me that I'm a communicative person and I have other strengths. So you have to get to know yourself and talk about what you are really good at.
And never mind, because you would catch me on the line here.
And I would, yes, I would catch her. Yeah, exactly. Yes. All right, okay. Weaknesses. Dun, 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 dun. Take a look. Find yourself here. Don't lie. Butter up your weakness, right? Some people are and this is very annoying, argumentative, like talk back. The other day in the class, the students like, but it was not about the subject, it was like about behavior. And like, don't talk back. Just say, I'm sorry, and that's it. She was like, she must have thought, am I in the kindergarten? It's like, it was not about the subject. The subject, of course, the students can discuss. But she was like on behavior, like, don't talk back. Just say, I'm sorry, and it's okay. Oh, that's enough. Okay, yeah. I'm indecisive. Oh, that sounds good. I wish I would. You're
I
decisive.
like to decide quickly.
Yeah, that's good. Yes,
I
my
hate to-
father is decisive, I'm not.
I hate to take too long to decide because it's like it's draining your energy.
Yeah,
It's
tiring.
More to decide, it's draining.
Yeah.
So it
is tiring, yeah.
I am very decisive, and because I am very analytical, I always want more data. I want more data, I want
Yeah.
more opinions, I want
And
more
it's
facts.
overwhelming, right? It's
Yeah.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, then, am I going to regret this? Am I doing the right thing?
And then sometimes it takes a long time to make a decision that was a decision I wanted at the first moment.
Teachers. Can I go first?
Yeah, sure.
I only choose two because I'm afraid that I will be talking too much of the other.
Okay, yes, all right. Don't show too much weakness, right?
So I think I could say that I am easily distracted. And the fact that you said, as you show us the example, I get too excited about all of the things that is happening, so I get really distracted about them. But it's because of my anxiety, like, oh, I want to do this, but I first have to do this. No, but I have to start doing now if I want to get done also. So I also think that I am better multitasking. Also because of this anxiety that I have, because if I start something and start another one at the same time, I easily get distracted and forget about the second or the first that I start.
And then what are you doing about that? If you don't know yet, you have to think. You have to think what you're going to say or what you can do about that. You know, how to overcome this. It's very important. It's a key part of the answer.
I should say now.
Yes, yeah, we can.
So I think I would use your example. I am looking forward to overcome this problem, focusing on choosing at least some goals through a certain time and pursue them at first.
Okay, all right. So you can narrow down your goals and just pursue one or two things at a time. Focus in one thing, correct?
I think all my greatest weakness, the list,
Oh, which is?
it's, I'm distracted, but it's not with tasking. I'm distracted with my own mind because I have a lot of ideas. So sometimes I disconnect from reality for some seconds. So I need to keep always myself focused. I'm always trying to.
Your mind that drifts away.
I'm always trying to, let's say, to work on my mind to keep focused. That's
Interesting. Okay. Do you have a strategy to come back to reality?
whenever I realize I just stop my mind and I I did a little psychomotrician, I don't know how spoken English, but it's a kind of therapy that helps with
Yeah, I don't have psychomotricity. I think so, yeah.
that.
Psychomotricity, yeah.
It helped,
Okay.
helped me a lot, but I still have
This,
problems with
All right.
I used to interrupt my mind sometimes. Go back to
Okay.
the work with the lads.
okay. It's a restless mind,
Yes.
restless mind, okay.
I am very easily distracted and I have a horrible memory, so I really forget things very easily. So my strategy is to be extra organized. So being organized is a strength, but it's also a way to deal with my weakness. So that's why I have notebooks all the time and Post-its all the time, and I write everything down so that I keep track. So every day I open my appointment book and I have everything I have to do, lists of everything, because then it helps me focus. If I don't do that every day in the morning, I don't come to work because I don't know what I have to do today here. So I really have to every day track everything down and what I have to do today, what I have to do tomorrow, what's my deadline, what's my goal, so that I can keep track on the cell phone, on the notebook. I write on my hand, Post-its everywhere. To keep things
Wonderful,
going.
yeah, that's it. I'm forgetful, but then I do that, I set alarm clocks. Wonderful. Okay, is that clear, the strategy? Yes? All right, I think we covered. So, when you have this kind of questions, tell me about a time is, just show you the categories, okay? Leadership and influence, challenges, mistakes and failures, success and teamwork. So you may face those questions. Tell me about a time when you made a decision that wasn't popular. Tell me about a time when you weren't able to reach a deadline. Or tell me about a time when you failed. Tell me about a time when you had success. So you have this kind of, tell me about a time, leadership, challenge, mistake, success, teamwork, all right? And then tell me about a time is a real thing. Usually they ask, and then it doesn't have to be related to work. If you are, I'm 18, teacher, tell me about a time when leadership with your colleagues, high school, okay, brothers and sisters, when you were a leader, or even now at university. It doesn't have to be if you have never worked, never had a job. Can be related to society, okay? And mistakes and failures in life, we do mistakes, all right? And so leadership is all about influencing other people. It doesn't have to be at work, okay? What tactics did you use to build teams, okay? Challenges, how did you deal with them? How do you solve your problems? When you want to go to a party and your dad said no, how did you convince your dad to go to Maquibichos? They know what I'm talking about, right? So, okay. Mistakes and failures. Humbleness in admitting that you have failed or made a mistake. Or, oh no, I never make mistakes, right? How you handle the situation properly. Yeah, some people don't know how to say, I'm sorry. Is it too late to say sorry? Yeah? No, it's never too late to say sorry. Okay, tell me about a time, a question, cultural questions. So, what was the last book you read? What motivates you? What do you like to do outside work? What do you do for fun? What are some of your hobbies? Tell me a joke. Okay, so be prepared, right? All right.
It's very weird.
Very weird, huh? What would you do? Questions is hypothetical. Hypothetical. Nossa, hypothetical. Okay, so tell me about a time, real. You can think about your family, school, life. What would you do if you had to fire someone, blah, 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 and then you think they want to know what is your, how would you react? Yes, your mindset, okay? Oh, yes. And the other questions, just for you to think about. Tell me about a time when you overcame a challenge. What are your career goals? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Why do you want to work here? Do you have, and then the last one, do you have any questions for me?
Am I hired?
Am I hired? How much am I going to make? Do you have benefits? Yes, health insurance. So you can think about the mission, the view, the values of the company to make a smart question, a final question, to show that you're really interested in the company, right? You can ask about career plan. Do you have a career plan for the employees? What are you planning for the next 2-5 years for the company? Ask a smart question for the company. And as I said, practice with your friends, with your colleagues. And thank you very much for this. What's your name? Renan, Ana, Calliope. Your name? Tiago. I shouldn't have forgot because it's my husband's name. Gente. A outra foi um fracasso. Essa que foi muito legal, eu não aceitei, mas sou uma anta mesmo. I was so excited about it. I'm sorry, Vicky Gonzalez e Tatiana.
Mas eu não tenho ninguém que na sala espera também.
Desculpa, a gente está sempre apresentando. Eu tinha perguntado. Onde é que está apresentando lá? Também. Eu tenho uma coisa pode ser.
Você está falando só para me sentir melhor.
Não tem ninguém ali de espera, acho que não tem, né?
Guys, we're done. If you want to... Então, bom, anyway.
Que ajuda
para se o pessoal ver quem quer. Vocês querem fazer um papo? Vocês põem no nosso. Ai, que gracinha. That's it. Daqui a pouco a gente tem palestra. But if you have questions, if you want to talk about, if you want to talk more, thank you very much.
Tá, ela divide comigo, Dani.
Olha a pressão.
Então, sem claro, sim,
Se já
não, 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 eu tenho mensal. Aí você sei, né? Desculpa, isso. Mas tem que acabar. Isso é. O vídeo que está perguntando.